The Cabinet Secretary surely must know that the Chamber is sceptical, and the Chamber is right to be sceptical because we have been here before. The Government spent years boasting about world-leading climate change targets, but we didn't have a world-leading climate change plan to go along with it. So when the Government eventually had to concede that it wasn't going to meet those climate change targets, and we in the Chamber accepted that that was inevitable, we thought the Government might have learnt its lesson and they would have a plan to match the targets. Now, I understand the process is difficult, but the Cabinet Secretary will have to go further to convince us because of that scepticism. Chris Stark from the Climate Change Committee, who we all respect, said at the time that setting targets with no idea about how to meet them was the sugar rush phase. And that's what we are in now, because it feels great to set carbon targets without actually spelling out the difficult stuff that needs to be done. And I accept that it is hard to do these things. That, if it was easy, we would have done it ages ago. But it's hard to do these things. But it will get even harder the longer we take to set out the details that we expect people to follow. So today, Brian Whittle, my friend, and I were at the Energy Efficiency Association. Yes, certainly.
Cabinet Secretary.
Does Willie Rennie not agree that if this Parliament votes down these targets today, then what he's wanting me to do in terms of setting out a climate change will become impossible, as I'll have to set out new budgets and a new climate change plan will have to be drafted to meet those targets?
Willie Rennie.
She's setting the false choice. At no stage did I say I was voting against this. What I'm urging the Minister is to reflect on the fact that people are sceptical about this Government's ambition, and it's going to have to work harder to convince us that she's actually going to come forward with a meaningful plan with enough time for various sectors across the country to be able to implement it. That's all we're saying. And I think she can see that it's reasonable for us to be sceptical because we've been here before, as I say, many times over many years where the Government's failed to come up with the details.